Hey guys, it's Thursday and we are one day closer to the weekend. I wanted to just jump on here really quick and recap kind of all the pumpkins that we did for the first week of fall. So I wanted to go back through them and then show you guys some tips to how we did some of the things as I was finishing them last week. The first day was our toilet paper pumpkins. Super simple. We just wrapped them with this was just a piece of an old scarf. We used this was a napkin, a denim napkin that we found, and I didn't do too much more to those than just what we did on the video on those. So that was day one, was our toilet paper pumpkins. And then day two, we did the decoupage pumpkins, where we put pieces of paper on a dollar store pumpkin or on any styrofoam pumpkin that you can find. And then, so we decoupaged, or we Mod Podged the paper on, tore it into strips, Mod Podged that on, and then we added the ribbons or the bows. So I just took some pieces of burlap and some ribbon and cut those down and hot glued them on. You can see on the back, there's nothing fancy. I just threw some hot glue on there, stuck the bow on, and that was all we did on those. They turned out really, I just think, simple and adorable and really fun. I didn't end up making the music note, or the one where we used pieces of music, sheet music, where I was going to decoupage that onto a pumpkin. I didn't end up making one like that, but I probably will yet before fall is over, so I can get some pictures of that. And then day three was our sweater pumpkin. So we found our sweater at Goodwill, and this one, we just cut a hole in the top of our Dollar Tree pumpkin and poked the sweater down into it and added the leaves and the stick on that one. And then on this one, we went ahead and glued each single piece. So you can see every single piece on that one is glued in, or hot glued onto a foam pumpkin. So that was that project on day number three. And then day four, we traveled to Chicago. So we were gone all day. From sunup to sundown that day we were gone, and then I ended up going to Minnesota that evening. So it was super late, and I just shared a rock painting pumpkin. They painted pumpkins onto rocks that day, and so I just shared that video. If you guys want to try that and show me some pictures of ones that you try, I'll probably try that one before fall is out too, just to give it a shot and see how it goes. But that was our day number four. And then day five, I was up in Minnesota at my parents' house. My mom retired and had her 65th birthday. And so we found some stuff laying around the house there. And Dad had this piece of wood that we cut out. And then this was actually the ribbon that we started with on that one. And so I didn't have enough ribbon. I ran out of this kind of ribbon. So then I came up with this tooling, this glitter tool that I had, and just went ahead and added a piece there. So, and then we painted the pumpkin. It started out as just the dollar store orange cheapy pumpkin. I've got one right here. That's all it is. They're $1 at the Dollar Tree. And we started out with that, cut it in half, and then poked these pieces of ribbon in, and then I added that tooling also. I was using a golf tee when we started that one, but I found that you can get these little sets of screwdrivers at the dollar store also, and that worked really well to poke your ribbon into that pumpkin. So that was good. And then we just hot glued that onto this board. I did paint the board just a slightly different color going across it, and I learned a tip from a gal, a good business buddy. She's out of Oregon. Her name is Tiffany, and she's from the Davis Co. And I had never known this. I paint all the time, but I don't usually tape things when I'm painting trim. I'll always just use my brush and trim, just hand trim everything, so I don't usually tape it off. But I saw on her story the other day that if you tape, because you want a line, or wherever you want a line on the tape, go ahead and paint your gray first, and then tape off where you want it to, and then paint your gray back over the tape first. So the color that bleeds when you pull that tape off, there's usually, if you do a different color, that color will sometimes bleed through there. Her tip was to paint this color first over the tape, and then go back in and paint your pink on over top of that. And then when you take it off, your lines are going to be nice and straight and crisp lines. So that was a tip on that one. We added just the tooling up on the top and some holes to hang that. So that was one of them. And then on this one, we just added some string and put some bows on that one. So, and that one we did all in tulle. I found this adorable orange stuff too. You can get these rolls for $3.99 at Hobby Lobby. If you get your coupon, it's 40% off of that, so it's a really good deal. And then I thought if you just did the orange on the orange for one of them too, that would make a really cute pumpkin. So that was our day number 5. And then day 6, on Saturday, we poured concrete pumpkins. And I wanted to show you guys kind of how these turned out. There will be a follow-up video in the comments of the concrete pumpkin on Facebook, and you can find how I kind of put some stems on them. So these were our concrete pumpkins, And again, we took this was just the cheap concrete at Menards, and we put it inside of nylons and then tied string around it. And when we took it off the next day, we took it off just a little bit soon and it was a little too wet, so we had some breakage, and we went back in and tried to fill that in. And I didn't love the way that worked out, but I found out later that if you wet the whole pumpkin down first, and then you can come back in and add where you have breakage, or if you want to add a stem to it or something like that. So if you wet that down first and then add your cement, you can put your stem on that way. And I also did it a couple days later. We decided to try it with a different kind of cement. So this was just the cheap bag of $3 concrete mix that you can buy. And then this one was a filler, patch filler in concrete. So I thought that those kind of had a fun look too. I really liked. They do have some, I can't think of what it's called, but the insulation type stuff that you would find in your wall, and it's itchy, pokey, and so be careful with that when you're doing that. You'll want to put these together with a glove, but they kind of have a little bit of a different look. You can see this is the one with the cheap concrete, and then this is the one with the more expensive. I think this bag was $10 a bag, so that's how those turned out. And then also on these, I wanted to do a stackable pumpkin for the wall. So I took some cinnamon sticks and cut down 2 cinnamon sticks, cut them in half, put some jute on them, and then I'm going to go ahead and hot glue that on there. So I'll paint this maybe a little bit of a gray wash on that so it blends with the pumpkin, and then put those up. So I thought those kind of made a really cute finished product. And then day 7 were our glitter pumpkins, and the whole video on that was there. We just added the bow, and that's all there was to those. So they were pretty simple, but I just wanted to jump back on here and kind of give you guys some tips how to finish these. And if you have any questions, let me know. Or if you guys have done any of these projects, please post your pictures in the comments below. We'd love to see them. Thanks a lot for joining me, and have a great day.